to the throne room. This is episode 13 of the video game podcast that may forever change your fealty. I'm your host with the catchy jingle. That's right, you heard it. I'm David Klingle. And I'm joined by a couple of other, noble gameplay aficionados. It's Andre Borges Brown.
Hello, everyone. Hello, all.
And Ken Dolman.
That's right. Hello.
Yep.
Glad to be here.
All of us here in the flesh. Here we are. So what's new in your life? What's going on? What you playing?
I'll start. Let's go with you, Ken.
Oh, I get to go first. All right. Well, I finally beat Last of Us 2. I finished it. Got through it. Yeah, it was cool. Very good experience.
Congratulations.
You guys gave me the inspiration to go back to it, to pick it up and get through it. I had a very good time.
Yes.
And a kind of rough time. It's a rough story to go through.
It's a rough game, bro.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you got to be in the mood to play that game. You can't just, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. I tell you what.
Oh no. But we'll have to do a talk on that later, and have many things that we could talk about that game. Also been going back to Ratchet & Clank. Just started back into that today, so we've talked about it a lot. Love that game. Also been hitting the VR a little bit. Been playing one called Pistol Whip, which it's a crazy game. It's like you go through these little action movie scenes. You pick which movie style you want, and it's almost like a rhythm game, sort of. Like you have to memorize where these guys are going to pop up and just shoot all the bad guys as quickly as possible and not get shot.
What Ken? You mean it's not about running out of ammo and hitting people with your weapon?
You just
your
reload.
Empty weapon. Okay.
Sure, I thought you were just.
Yeah. You could do
all out of lightsabers here.
Yeah, lightsabers. All pistols.
No ammo.
Yeah.
Okay. No, so it's a rhythm game.
Sorta. I mean, it's an on-rail shooter. Let's say that. More of an on-rail shooter.
Okay.
And the levels are kind of short. They're less than 10 minutes. But you'll once you get that difficulty bumped up, you're gonna die a lot, and you have to restart and get through it. So it gets to the point where you almost have to kind of memorize the pattern where they're gonna show up. But it's a lot of fun, and it's actually some pretty good exercise because you end up moving around quite a bit.
I learned that from Beat Saber, bro.
Yeah.
Beat Saber will make you pass out if you're not in shape.
Sure does. Yep.
But and you mentioned that it is a little short, but a lot of VR games are right now, and they'll get longer. People are getting used to even having the headset on their head, and so there's some funny videos if you look on the internet of people playing VR, falling over, doing stupid stuff, not knowing where they're going. So people are still getting used to it, and no matter what, I do want to say that no matter how short these experiences are, they're all great. VR is just fun. Now, are you playing it on PSVR, or are you playing it on Oculus or something?
Oculus Quest, and it's native to the Quest, so I don't have to have it plugged into my PC.
That's awesome.
So it's just and for that kind of game, you almost have to have the wireless, kind of experience, because you're ducking and dodging around. So
that's my one gripe about the PlayStation VR, and it's a lot of people's, is that you have those big cords attached to you, and it would be nice just to be free from that. But they'll work on.
They say the PSVR is more powerful than the Oculus. Is that true?
I couldn't tell you.
I having played both of them, I would say maybe, but the Oculus looks better. It's a better screen, so it's probably a better experience overall.
I'd say personally, and I haven't used it, but with what is being shown on the Oculus and the maneuverability of it, the freedom of not being tethered to something, I would say that's more worth it to me. But
we know the PSVR 2 is in development.
That we know,
yes,
and which was I was sad to hear, because I invested in the PSVR, and they said we're going to use this one for a long time, and then a year later, nope, just kidding.
It wasn't a year.
It was about when I bought it. From when I bought it, not from when it launched, but from when I bought the PSVR. It was. I read an article about the time that I bought it, and they were like, "Yeah, we're sticking with this system for a long time." And I was like, all right, it seems like a safe time to buy it. So I went out and bought it. And, it doesn't matter. I've highly enjoyed my experience with it either way, and
we're a little ways away from its release anyway. I think
that's at least a year. Yeah,
I would imagine they want to go wireless as well.
And as hot as that item's gonna be, man, it's gonna be like me and getting a PS5. It'll probably be like 10 years, after it launches. Before
I don't think so.
You guys are true believers. I'm a skeptic.
Because the PSVR VR in of itself is more niche.
I know. I was being funny. I know it is. It is.
Oh, okay. Well, you never know nowadays.
Yeah. People really didn't buy them right away. A lot of people have been skeptical about it since it launched. They didn't know, but I think by the time the PS2 launches, a lot of people are really going to be jumping for the bit at that. So it's proven itself. And a lot of people have said, PlayStation was at the spearhead of VR game playing technology. And I fully believe that's where they're going to keep trying to go. So we have got great things to see from PSVR 2. Andre, what is new? What's new? What are you playing?
I am playing more Ratchet and Clank. I am almost finished. I could have been finished by now, but I'm playing another game, which I will get to shortly in like a couple sentences or whatever. But I'm at what I believe to be the last mission. Going to take on, the enemy, Dr. Nefarious, and the like. And I want to kind of just take a step back and get all of the collectibles and kind of get to where I can platinum the game quicker, because it's a pretty easy platinum. I got like 8 trophies to go or whatever. Okay. So gonna go ahead and do that, make sure I have all the the schematics for armor, the gold boats, get the Rhino. It's in every game. I know it's in this one. I think I have to get all the spy bots. So I'm just looking to do that, and then I'll beat that game. Amazing game. It's funny, Ken, you were saying earlier that you haven't had as many crashes as before after the patches, right?
No.
I've only had, it wasn't a crash, but I've only had one glitch where I had to like restart the game, and it was hilarious. It was almost like an impressive glitch. Because what happened was I was playing as Rivet, right? And there's a grind section. And in the grind section, you hit these things called Blizzon or whatever.
I thought you were going to say bumps. And bumps and grinds. Alas.
No, not that kind of game. And then it transfers you, it transports you into a different dimension, right? So like a completely different like stage basically. And what happened was I missed a jump after I went from like normal stage to like alternate world stage, and I died, and then I went back to like the checkpoint, but it didn't go to normal world stage. It went to alternate world stage, so I couldn't get back to where I was. I was like, what the heck? Where am I supposed to go? And I realized that the coloring was different. It was the alternate, and I was like, I'm not supposed to be here because there's no start to this grind section. And so I just like jumped off and tried to kill myself, but I couldn't. I fell for about 5 minutes before I just I gave up, and I was like, all right, we're going ahead and we're quitting the game. But so that's the only time, but I thought it was hilarious. It was, and why I say it was almost impressive, it's because like they talked a big game with the SSD and the portals and everything. I think everybody who played that game realizes that, no, it's true. You really do go to different worlds. It really is instantaneous. And the fact that they built a part like in the stage back there, like it wasn't just, all right, you hit the thing and you go to this other place that's like a section of the actual stage. No, you hit it and everything changes to the point where if you go back, you're pretty much screwed because, it's not set up for that. And anyway, the new game I've been playing is Guilty Gear Strive.
That's right. Yeah.
My boy Holman, friend of the show, who was on here a couple episodes ago, he hit me up, and you say you did too. I don't remember.
It's recorded. Saying, I think it's like episode 10 or so. You can go back and find it.
Viewers, go back and find that and let me know if I'm if I miss that, if I'm wrong, and if nobody does that, then I would take it to mean that I am
wrong.
right. So
What a degenerate.
You know, it's up to you guys. Let me know if I was wrong, because this would break a 4,378 win streak of being right. So it's pretty important. But anyway, he was like, "Hey, we should buy Guilty Gear Strive," and the concept is like, we never played Guilty Gear. I don't think you have either, David. Have you, Ken?
No, I know of it, but I've never played it.
Yeah, same. Before this, obviously, it's a long-running, like, kind of anime fighter. It's not an anime fighter in that it's based on an anime. It's just a fighting game with anime
aesthetics. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've been playing it, and it's freaking awesome. The actual combat is great. The net code is amazing. Everything's just 1-to-1, like you're off. You're playing online like you're offline, basically, without lag. And that's very impressive. It's integral for a fighting game. It really is, because you're dealing with frame perfect combat. So I'm really enjoying that. I have my stable of fighters, my 4 people. Holman has about 3, and we're waiting for David to come and get some. There's some great characters that, like,
No, and I thought we've been keeping our eye on this game for a while.
Kind of holding them off so you can play.
I thought we'd been looking at this game for a while, and I mentioned it to you a few episodes ago, and I was like, hey, that game's coming out that we, kind of looked at. We weren't sure back then if we wanted it or not, but it was it looked good in what we did see. I think it was at some E3 or whatever, and so it was finally coming out, and yeah, like I said, a few episodes ago I mentioned it. I was like, hey, that Guilty Gear game's coming out. What do you think of that? And you're like, nah, I'm not gonna get that shit. I got enough fighters. There's too many fighter games.
There are, man. There are.
Well, now you got another one. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's good to hear, man. And real quick before I go, Ken, I was going to ask, I know that you bought Red Solstice 2, the game that we talked about last episode. Have you had a chance to try it out yet?
Yes. Yeah, I should have mentioned that, but I didn't really get that far. I went through the tutorial. That's about as far as I got. So I was kind of getting the hang of it, the mechanics and gameplay. It's good. I was having a good time with it. Yeah, if I had more time this last week, I would have jumped in there a little bit. But yeah, I like it. That's a good purchase. That's a good recommendation. So.
No, and it's a lot more fun to play with friends. And the tutorial is just just starting the journey, right? So there's a lot to learn, a lot to do. And that's what I've still been playing more of. Is I've been playing more Red Solstice 2. And you can play a lot of the game. It's designed to enjoy and play a lot of, and I'm really having fun with it still. So good purchase, and I'm looking forward to experiencing some with you. And Andre, he's going to be playing with us. He gets his computer tomorrow, maybe.
Yeah. And, last thing I want to say, I'm getting a gaming PC. I don't really plan on gaming a lot on it, but my old PC is too old. My old laptop is just too old, so I need a new laptop that's fast. And so I was like, I might as well get one that can game, and it was a very good deal on one with us.
And he will game with us. Don't worry about that.
I probably, David said you could gift me.
Yeah, I'm gonna gift you a copy.
Which is a thing I guess PC players do to each other. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, you can buy it easily. Nice, just say, hey, I want to buy this for this guy, and they get it. Actually, Ken just gifted me a game an hour ago.
Yeah, and really? I was gonna gift you one, but I didn't have your Steam ID.
Yeah,
he doesn't have one yet. He doesn't have one yet.
I do have one.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, we played some game where I had to get a Steam account. I don't know if it was Among Us or I think it was something else.
Might have been Among Us, maybe.
Yeah, but where I needed a Steam account. And yeah, so I have one, but I forgot the password. But that's the trivial matter. I'll get that.
Well, good thing it's not Apple, because Steam hooks you up with a replacement password right away. I had to replace my Apple password for our account for the company here for Crown King Media, and it took like 2 days and a lot of different verification methods. It was a fucking headache, man.
Wow, that's incredible.
So Apple's on it, man, but Steam, you You just tell them you need a new one, bro. They got you, so don't worry about
it. That's good.
Don't worry about it.
But yeah. So I plan on. There are a few games that you
can only play on PC.
Yeah.
So the way I'm going to put it is, anything that Andre can play on his PS4, or PS5, he will play on his PS5. If there's stuff that he can enjoy with us that's on PC, he will play with us. That's the best way I can put it, right?
Definitely.
Yep. And I'm the same way. When I get a PS5, I mostly game on my PS5. Now I'll play other stuff elsewhere, but until then, I'm a PC gamer. So fuck it, suck it, Sony. All right, sorry.
So
I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it.
They had it in their hands.
They were sending it to you, bro, and because of that,
walking to the mailbox.
You'll never have one. Yeah.
You've entered the blacklist. You'll never get one now.
They were like, "You said what?" David?
They know they built. It was their fault. It's like the family member that you always had a good relationship, and then one of them just decides to do something bad, and then they try to make up for it, but it'll never be made. And they know they did me dirty,
Yeah, like Itachi. Sometimes that one family member you got to watch out for.
So they need to really.
You've been playing Red Solstice too?
Yeah, I've been playing more Red Solstice. That's pretty much it. Yeah.
We did a great observatory.
We did an observatory of it, of initial viewing of it, and we're looking forward to do a reviewing with all three of us when we can, when we get the opportunity. Maybe this week, that would be fun.
Maybe 4.
Yeah, maybe. There will be more. There will be as many as we can get, because they can get up to 8.
We'll see. We'll see. It's kind of difficult to find people.
Difficult to find people with PCs anyway, until Andre finally takes the leap.
Yeah.
Well, glad to hear it. So glad to hear we're all doing good. We're all enjoying what we're playing. This week is the failures of trailers. I know. What does that mean? It is time to discuss terribly bad trailers that I'm sure we all looked at sideways with a cocked eyebrows, and that ended up actually being really great games. Andre, I'm going to let you start this one off. You had this brilliant idea. Last week you had mentioned, if you want to kind of say how this idea came to you. Yeah.
So basically, I was watching Square Enix's E3, and they had the game that we talked about, the remake of reimagining of Final Fantasy 1 by not Team Ninja, right?
Team Ninja,
Team Ninja. I wanted to say Ninja Theory for some reason.
I'm gonna tell you Team Samurai one day and just see if nothing changes.
See, I won't be fooled.
You won't be fooled by that. You obviously know that.
If you said Ninja Theory, I would have been like, yeah, all right, Ninja Theory. All right, Team for the Neo guys, and they and we all said we're interested because that's awesome. Final Fantasy, Team Ninja, action. I love it. Final Fantasy 1, a story that most Final Fantasy fans haven't experienced. So it's great.
Okay, let's not get crazy. Let's get to it. Come on.
And then we saw the trailer, and it was terrible. In my opinion, in our opinions, mostly, it was a bad trailer. And, I played the demo, and it was a pretty good demo. I'm not all the way convinced, but I tell you what, that demo is way better than that trailer. So basically, I was in when I heard about it. I was kind of out when I saw the trailer, and then they pulled me back in with the demo. So if they could just keep me here in stasis, and then the game comes out, gets pretty good buzz and reviews, I'll probably buy it. Just don't put out another trailer mentioning Chaos 10 times. So that's when I got the idea of how many other times that this has happened. Because we talked about, okay, the trailer's bad. That doesn't mean the game's going to be bad. How many times does that happen? And going back, and I think you guys, maybe not, but I think you guys will agree with me that the video game industry does a good job generally of making trailers. Most of the trailers are good. It's really a problem of
the trailer's better than the game.
Yeah, of them living up to the trailer.
Right.
So with that being said, your intrepid podcast hosts, the triumvirate of David, Ken, and Andre have found some trailers that were pretty bad and led to pretty good games. And I will start off with a trailer that was not bad per se.
Do you want a drum roll?
But it was... Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not good at drums. It was not good per se.
It's not a good movie.
But was not at all reflective of the game. So I am talking about the trailer to Borderlands. The first Borderlands game. When you think Borderlands, what do you think of? You think cell shaded.
Yeah.
You think humorous.
Yeah.
You think a ton of guns with a whole bunch of
Andre, I'm so glad you picked this one.
And all of that.
This was on my list. So I'm excited because I was watching that trailer. I just watched it like a few days ago, and it's not the same game, man. It's not
really. I don't remember it. So
it's unremarkable. It is not memorable.
It's a generic shooter. Yeah,
it looks like a generic first-person shooter with a heavy tone. Mm-hmm. And there's this chick with like a scar on her face. The graphics are not cell shaded. They're not like super realistic, but they're kind of more on the realistic side. It's a very serious tone game, and then they talk about trying to find what's in the vault, and then you see the vault hunters, you see their backs, and then you see the vault, and that's it. And the only thing they really did, they do show a bunch of guns, but the way they show it doesn't really even do the Borderlands whole gun thing justice. There's nothing about that game or about that trailer that's
strange,
funny or humorous or anything.
What made them go in a different direction, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it does. It makes you wonder if they took a different direction or
off of the reaction they got from that trailer. Yeah.
Or if the trailer was just bad. And really, in my opinion, I would bet the house that it was just a bad trailer, because the humor is woven into the story and the gameplay and everything. I don't think they can go, oh, well, they didn't like it, let's put some funny into it.
Right.
Handsome Jack and all that. Nah, it was just a bad trailer that they shouldn't have put out, you know?
Well, I listened to a podcast with Randy Pitchford, the head of Gearbox, talking about this. He talked about I guess there was a small portion of the team that did this without their knowledge, without the rest of the team knowing. They kind of had their own little sandbox of version of the game, and they're like, we're going to try this cel-shaded look. And they did it, and they show it to Randy and like some of the higher-ups, and they were just blown away. They're like, oh my God. They're like, we got to redo the whole game now and do it like this. So that's how that came about, and that very well could have been the game that we saw in that trailer.
After the trailer, okay, yeah, okay. The humor, I don't think they could put in, but yeah,
right.
Because there's no reason, David. When you see this, there's no reason to put it in this art style, and then use a completely different one.
Yeah.
Right. So
I'm interested.
Borderlands 1, and as we all know, not going to spend a ton of time on it, but it was a generic trailer, but Borderlands turned out to be anything but generic as far as first-person shooter.
That's true. Right. Yeah, and you mentioned I'm not going to believe it when I see it, and just so everyone knows, we're going to start a new segment this week called The Royal Treatment, and we're going to be looking at a bunch of these trailers and reacting to them. So if you want to see us reacting to the reaction of our video, come watch it. All right, glad to hear it, Andre. Ken, what you got?
My pick, it's from way back in the day, the Nintendo 64 era, a first-party Nintendo game. They decided to promote this game where they're taking all their most valued characters and make them fight each other. But the trailer had people in costumes, fighting each other.
I thought it was great.
Oh my God!
Where's my challenge flag? Where's my challenge flag? I need a red flag.
It was funny. It was funny, but I was like, what the hell is this game? Do I want to play this? I don't know. It didn't show me a good game. It showed me a funny commercial. And, they show clips of the gameplay in there. But
I'm going to let you finish.
Nintendo had never done a fighting game at
Smash
that point.
Brothers had one of the greatest video games of all time.
We're talking about Super Smash Brothers, the original Nintendo 64 game. I was not sure about that until the game came out. I was like, I don't know if this is going to be a good game. This seems like a weird idea, Nintendo. What are you guys doing?
I'm sure that can be shown off as I'm sure some people could have seen that and taken that as a little strange. When I see that trailer, when I remember back to what I remember seeing of that trailer, I see a fucking party going on, right?
Hilarious.
Like, I see fun with all your favorite characters just beating up on each other in these fluffy ass costumes.
It starts out because I can see it in my mind's eye.
Yeah.
It's an iconic trailer, and so and the only reason why I'm glad that you brought this trailer up is because that means we get to see it on the road trip. That's the only reason.
That's right.
It starts off like, they have this, whatever that song is, Friendship, la da 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 da, and they're like skipping along, and like somebody steps on somebody's foot, and then they get mad, and he hits into somebody, and then basically a brawl, no pun intended, breaks out. I disagree.
All right.
I'm glad you said it.
Free to disagree. Yeah.
You're right in that it didn't show the game. It didn't show gameplay.
Right.
You didn't know
It didn't sell me. I was like, I didn't know I was going to buy it.
But it got your attention. Which
It did.
is what
It did get attention. Yeah.
It got your attention
on that.
And Nintendo doesn't sell things to people. They just inform you that a game you're going to buy is coming out.
Right.
Yeah.
That's Nintendo's marketing. Oh, by the way, we shall be releasing a new Metroid on the 22nd of January.
You will buy it.
Your credit card info can be placed at the bottom of the screen. That's basically what Nintendo does.
Yeah, they know you're buying it. Yeah,
That's funny.
Yep.
So I'm glad you mentioned that, though, because the last one that I'm going to mention today is kind of similar, where I loved it, but it was badly received by a lot of people. And that's why I think it deserves to be on this list. But I thought it was awesome, so we'll get there. But I'm glad you mentioned it.
Was that a tease?
It was a tease.
Yeah.
All right. So, but Ken, yeah, man, I love that. I love that trailer. That trailer is great. I can't wait to watch it again with you guys.
I love that game. I love that game so much. But yeah. It's a weird ass trailer.
Man, I'd have loved to have seen, because Ultimate, I believe, was supposed to be the last one in development. I don't think they're gonna, from what he's saying, or at least Miyazaki's not gonna make another.
They're making
Smash.
one more fighter, more fighter left, and then he says he's done. But I think he said that last game too.
Yeah.
So.
Well, if it's not this one, I was gonna say I wish he would have actually kind of recreated that same kind of trailer for the last game. So if he's making one more, I really hope they pay homage to that. I think that would be really awesome. That's the trailer. Everyone's gonna buy. We don't need to see the gameplay anymore. Everyone knows what a Smash Brother game is. Show us as 2 seconds of the graphics and then some newer characters with costumes on, and everybody's having a beat 'em up fight again. I think that'd be really cool. I love that trailer. Yeah, I second you on that. But we were also younger than you at the time. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. It could, but I don't know.
Yeah, I was a senior in high school, so it kind of.
Think about it. We've always been younger than him.
Always, yeah.
At that, yeah. Well, I don't know why I said at that time, but no, Andre. I've gone through time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So technically.
In your
at this time.
In your search.
And that
PS5.
time. No, anyway.
It's
awesome.
He's developing time travel will be easier than the PS5 by normal means.
So I will do what I must
times already.
in order to get to the PS5. I just need to. I was just hoping to get to an alternate reality where Nintendo mentioned they were creating the PS5 and that they would have it available for me to just put my money in the screen at the bottom and I'd get one instantly. Didn't happen that way.
Nintendo likes to intentionally hold hardware out to, drive up demand.
Yeah, I heard about that. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. Because I bought a Switch day one. It wasn't an issue for me. I just went to GameStop.
That's rare.
Just went to GameStop.
That's rare.
Yeah, I was at work and told my boss, hey, I had to go for a little bit. I'm going to take my lunch break. And then I just drove over there.
Walked in there and got a Switch.
Yep.
Off the
shelf. Pretty easy to me. Anyway.
You know what? Retroactive golf clap for walking in there and getting a Switch on day one.
Thanks, man.
I didn't know that.
Thanks,
man. Tip of the crown to GameStop for having it there the first day.
No, honestly, my brother bought it for me. It was a very special present that my brother bought for me, and he had reserved it early as soon as he could have as soon as it was able to be reserved, he bought one for me, and then I just went and picked it up. But yeah,
Nice.
so
Nice.
But I'll still
now I
take the golf
understand.
class. Okay.
Now I understand. Well, I can't give it back.
Hey, it still wasn't as hard as getting a PS5 because day one I was on that website same way Z was getting a Switch. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get to my first
what you
choice. The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, the U.S. Trailer that they released. Have you guys seen this? Do you remember this?
I don't remember.
I know you don't.
know
You don't never played a fucking Zelda. You don't deserve to even be here. You just you take your headphones off right now and you wait till I'm done, son. Or you play a Zelda game next week. Yeah. All right. So
I'd rather wait till you're
well, this trailer was hilarious. I know. Yeah. That's unfortunate and sad, but you know, people, they're not always right, and that's okay. And we expect everyone to be exactly who they are, Henri. And no one's perfect. No one's perfect.
Fans, let me know if I was wrong.
No one's perfect, man. Not everyone needs, not everyone plays Zelda games. They're not perfect. That's fine.
Great.
Okay, so anyway, this trailer was hilarious, man. It was totally non-Zelda. It was non-Zelda all the way. It starts off with this music. It was Link. It had all of the cool gameplay you'd expect from, or you've seen from this title if you've played it since then. So if you go back and watch it now, it starts off with this like high elven music, which is not the kind of music that's in Zelda at all. And it's got like every instrument known to man. It's got horns and drums and all this stuff, this high like elven music going on. And in between like each little scene of Link doing stuff, it's like, "Willst thou swim?" And nobody in Zelda says "Willst thou." They don't talk like that. Nobody in Zelda talks like "Willst thou." So like this is like totally like, why are you even saying this
People
right
wrote
now?
that trailer never played.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's, "Willst thou walk? Willst thou fall? Willst thou swim? Willst thou fly?" And I mean, you never fly in that fucking game. I don't even know why they put that in there. And then at the end, the last "Willst thou" is hilarious, man. "Willst thou suck?
Willst thou?
Willst thou suck? Will you suck at playing a Zelda game? Maybe if you're Henri and you never get the chance to. I don't know. Ooh, golly, sorry. Okay. All right.
How difficult can it be?
I know,
I've seen people play. They have like 20 hearts.
I just
Get out of here.
That water temple, man. Do the water temple.
Hey, the Water Temple's great. It's not a hard game. It's not Dark Souls. Who decided to write "Willst thou suck"?
Yeah.
I just don't fucking understand it, man. It's so funny because this became one of the most treasured games of all time. Whether or not you've played it, Henri, it is.
I
Yeah.
know. Yeah, Ocarina of Time. Yeah, definitely.
So it's so funny that the trailer was so. I can't wait to watch it with you guys. It was so terrible, but the game was so amazing. So I thought this deserved a perfect spot on the list here.
Yeah.
We got to keep that. I'm gonna keep that in the backlog, man. Every once in a while I'm gonna just be like, "Willst thou suck?" See if you remember what I'm talking about. All right. Anyway, Henri, what's next? What do you got?
So I'm gonna break my own rules that I established. I'm going to go with a system, one of the best systems ever, the PlayStation 3. Ridiculously difficult to create games for till the very end, but still one of the great systems that had just a terrible marketing, just strategy all around it. Like Sony could not say anything
you needed
about
to get a second job to buy
exactly.
our system.
Exactly. They could not say a freaking word about this game, about the system rather, without fumbling over themselves and doing something stupid. And the dumbest thing, not even the dumbest, the stupidest thing that they did was put out the Crying Baby trailer. Now, if you don't know what I mean when I say the Crying Baby trailer, you can wait until we show it on the Royal Treatment, and you will understand. It's a toy baby that your little sister might have, except it's completely bald, just like naked in the corner, and then the PS3 is in the corner. It's just this white room. Just the weirdest thing.
It
ever.
looked like some kind of student film or something,
Yeah,
like really
yeah.
high art film
Yeah.
thing that they were trying to do something
And you could see the art behind it, but not the intelligence or the marketability.
Right.
You know, you could see this getting an A in like a college art class, but like they did a close up of the super creepy baby's eye, and then you could see like a whole bunch of PS3 games like Resistance or whatever being played, and the baby started crying, and he's reaching out for the PS3, and the PS3's doing some weird stuff in the corner. I don't know, man. Please, just Sony and marketing is just back in that era was terrible. As a matter of fact, just a quick bonus. They had when they came out with the PSP were black, and when they came out with the white PSP, they had this huge ad where this black chick dressed in all black was being like strangled by this white chick dressed in all white, and it was
kidding,
and it was like the white PSP is here, and everybody in like Sony Japan thought, yeah, this is fine. No one will have a problem with this.
You know what?
This will drum up zero controversy. We're just telling people about a new color of our PSP, and I'm like, you guys should like hit up America, like just like real quick. Like, hey, we're thinking of doing this. Is this?
I don't know that ad was run in America. I thought that was more like in the Netherlands, wasn't it?
It was like over. It was in Japan, but like we had the internet by then. People were gonna look at it. People were gonna see it. That's my entry. Yeah. Creepy baby PS3.
Now their marketing came around, I think, where the PS3 they ended up having these commercials with this guy called Kevin Butler.
Yes,
who was the fake Sony executive.
He saved Sony marketing.
Those commercials were so good and
awesome, and I wish he was still there. I wish he was the third or fourth longest tenured Sony employee. Everybody else can leave.
Yeah,
but Kevin Butler. He only does everything.
It went from the weird baby to a really funny, snarky, like smart commercial. I feel like,
I'm trying to. I don't know what you're talking about, but we'll figure it out soon.
Yeah,
I'm sure I've seen them. But
it was a long campaign, multiple commercials.
Yeah.
But I was in Iraq and different things in the army at that time, so there was a lot of media I was missing out on. So that might have been during that time. But
we'll have to react to that.
We'll show you. We'll show you after this, and you will. You'll remember.
No, we'll save him for the royal treatment. We'll save him for the royal.
All right, we'll save him for the royal treatment because he was in everything. I'll remember some of my favorites.
All right. Well, I've got a good one. I can't wait to talk about this one. I think it wins. It's got to be like the worst trailer for one of the best games. I think it just shows off this concept perfectly. The original for the PlayStation 1 Resident Evil trailer.
Don't remember it.
Seen it. Oh my god!
I don't remember.
Oh man!
Wow!
I can't wait for you guys to see it. I can't wait for you to see it because it's like the worst horror movie tropes with like people. They had live action actors speaking the lines to each other. And then they would cut the footage of the game, and it's like it's hard to describe without actually experiencing it.
Okay.
I am thrilled for us to watch this together to just see your reactions to this commercial because there's nothing in that commercial that makes me want to buy that game because it looks like a direct-to-video, a horrible horror movie that you just want to stay as far away from as possible, and. Somehow, and the game was great. That first game was awesome. It kind of reinvented horror on video games. It was incredible.
Yeah. Now I'm really excited to see this. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. We'll look that up and that's something to look forward to.
Okay.
Because
I'm sure there's a lot of people that agree with you, and I'm sad that I don't know it off the top of my head right now. But
me neither. But I can't wait to see it.
It's real bad.
Looking forward to it. So, wait for the royal treatment this week, ladies and lords and ladies. All right, last up, one of my favorite franchises of all time. Thanks for the drum roll. Your mom hates Dead Space 2.
Oh, I remember.
These were hilarious, man.
Yeah.
EA literally hired. Well, they literally hired somebody to to go and NDA these middle-aged women to come into a room and see Dead Space 2 footage and get their reaction on it. And there was like participant 1193. So you know they went through a lot of these and they found the best ones and they used it for their ad campaign. And it's hilarious, man. They're showing the goriest, most disgusting parts of this game, and they're showing all the dismemberments because I don't know if you know this, but you know, Isaac Clarke, when you die, they made a shit ton of animations to just show off you beautifully dying in various ways. And they showed off a lot of these.
He was the originator of the Lara Croft death scene.
Oh, is that what that is?
Oh, really? Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, you know, you played the reboot of Tomb Raider, right?
I didn't know. I haven't yet.
Oh, man. They went out of their way to make it really.
So then, yes, they took that from Dead Space. Yeah.
You know how Uncharted, you fall down, something hits you, you know, you just hear some, you know, some strings or whatever. No, he ragdolls and dies.
Okay.
Not Laura. If you get impaled, you're gonna see it.
Yeah.
Wow.
He has a ton of death scenes.
Yeah, so for Dead Space, and they kept making more, but there's at least, I would say, 5 to 10 death animations for each enemy type in that game.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. There's a trophy, or even a challenge of finding every single one of them. So it's just running up, and I'm sure it's position right on where it's like
whether the enemy and you are
right. Anyway, so they're showing off all this crazy shit. These women are fucking horrified, man. Yeah. They are like scared to death.
It had to be real. Like I feel like they weren't just actresses or whatever. They had to like find people and
they got people. They got people, and they said, "Hey, we're doing a trial. We can't tell you what it is. You sign on this paper. We're going to show you something on a TV screen, and you just explain to us what you think of it, and then you can leave." And that's all it was. So they didn't know what they were getting into. And one lady, sorry.
Oh, the idea behind this campaign is your mom will hate this game so much that'll make you want to buy it. Is that what they're...
Yeah, I think they were targeting kids, and this is what a lot of parents got mad at. And there was a group of moms that struck out against this, a campaign of, we hate your mom hates this campaign or whatever. And yeah, they're basically saying, what, are you like targeting young children with this? Like, what is your... So it was really bad PR. It was...
And EA was like...
Yes. So it was really bad PR, but I don't know.
All PR is good PR.
Right. I thought they were great. I mean, even looking back at them and watching them again, there's some funny fucking reactions from some of these people.
I remember those.
Yeah.
I liked those commercials. The Your Mom Hates Dead Space campaign.
And I already loved the first one, so you weren't going to turn me off no matter what you did. I was going to buy Dead Space 2 no matter how you advertised it, right?
Yeah.
But they weren't well received, but I did love them. I thought they're funny, man. You know, even if it's just, I don't even think that they were targeting kids. I just think they thought it was funny. Like, even if you're like a teenager or an adult, you know, they're middle-aged women. You know, like I don't know.
They're trying to be edgy. Like, see how edgy this is. Yeah. You know, middle-aged women hate it.
Your mom hates this.
I mean, it was a mature-rated game, so...
Yeah.
Anyway.
Wasn't like Joe Campbell trying to get kids to smoke.
Right. We could mention a lot more public figures here, but we'll save that for the public figure episode.
Leather jacket and shades.
Well, just as a reminder, if everyone's enjoying the show, you can head over to patreon.com/CrownKingMedia and support us for just $1 a month, which gets you a Patreon-exclusive show dubbed The Roundtable, where we pick a game to discuss in great detail, while also providing our insight into what can make it much better or far, far worse. Also, for all of our audio-only listeners out there, we do have YouTube content, and we're making a lot more. We're going to add the royal treatment to it. Come by and see us. I know you love hearing us, but come take a look at everything too, all right? We'd love to see you.
Check out that observatory. Great. If you're interested in Red Solstice 2, you know, and if you listen to this podcast, you heard the soliloquy about it. So, you know, just check it out, man, because it's a very good representation of the game.
Yep. It is time to talk
some
some industry news. Rumors. That's what today is about, because that's all we got for you. The most exciting one for me is, speaking of Dead Space Revival in development at EA Motive. More sources claim the survival horror series could return soon. NME.com claims it believed that the rumored Dead Space title will be a reimagining and not a sequel. According to the report from Gematsu, the news was first hinted at by GamesBeat journalist Jeff Grubb in a stream over the weekend, where he said EA Motive is working on a, quote, established IP revival. Gematsu and Eurogamer have said that they believe the game will be a survival horror franchise. When Grubb officially made the claim about EA's Motive's next title, he said, "We're going to see it, if we're not dead first." This caused the initial belief that the game was Dead Space, and that these corroborations further indicate that EA Motive, who was reportedly making this Dead Space revival, formed in 2015 and helped develop Star Wars Battlefront 2 for EA before fully developing Star Wars Squadrons. In a blog post, EA Motive's general manager Patrick Klaus said the studio are working on several unannounced projects. What do you make of this? Is it really dead?
Well, I
Or is it
remember
alive
mentioning
dead?
this.
Alive?
Like
It's back.
Yeah, because I think I asked you if you thought this game could be rebooted. Like,
We talked about
just
this.
a couple weeks ago. Yeah,
And I said if it did, it wouldn't be the same.
Right. Well, yeah,
So-
it won't be the same.
Maybe it will. Maybe it'll be better. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'd have to get some great minds that, like I said when we spoke about this, they'd have to have some great minds that truly love the franchise like me, and who really would want to work on this game and be passionate about it to make it something that could be on par or better. And I don't know if they're going to do that or not. But
yeah, I think EA is capable of really good games. They have some really talented studios, but my faith in them is pretty shaken. Like they'll hype stuff up, and I don't. It's like, well, we'll see what happens, because Anthem. I was really hyped for Anthem. I thought that game.
Weren't we?
Yeah. I bought a video card. I got my 2070 because of that game, because I wanted, and it was.
Talk about bad trailer, good trailers, bad games, right?
Yeah.
That's a little less rare. Yeah. It's a little more common. I do think this is. Obviously, I think this is happening. It has some pros and cons. I mean, the obvious pro is that you're going to be making a game for PS5 and Xbox Series X and S and everything, and probably last generation too, because I don't imagine it would be too far in development. But if it is, I mean, you're talking about next gen or current gen graphics for this game series that a lot of people like, and that's the pro.
Adore, Henri. Adore.
Adore?
They don't like it. They adore it. This is a special franchise, bro. Really, it's up there in my opinion with Star Wars: The Greats. Like, this is a very special franchise. You can argue, we could say, oh, we'll start. That's not what I'm saying, but it is a very special franchise. It's very unique, and adored, I think, is the proper word for it. But.
Okay. And I think the obvious con is that the team that made it no longer exists.
Right.
Well, they exist. Well, yeah. I mean, the whole team that was there. Yeah.
The developer was Visceral.
Developer was Visceral. EA bought them. Said, hey, you didn't make us happy with Dead Space 3 the way we wanted you to make it, that we told you to make it, and we're not happy because you didn't do a good enough job making what we wanted worth more money. So, bye.
But before they killed them, they set him up with Amy Hennig, and they were going to make
a Star Wars Uncharted style game, right?
We never got to see that, unfortunately.
No, Project Ragtag.
Something happened, and Amy was like, Project "Deuces, Ragtag. EA."
Yeah, they didn't. They saw something they didn't like, which I believe at the time was a single player game that they couldn't monetize.
What they saw was brilliance, and they were like, "No, it's not going to make us enough." So, and she was like, "All right, bye."
So now they got EA Motive on it, and they worked on Battlefront 2, and they worked on Star Wars Squadrons, which I like. I haven't beat it yet, obviously, but it's it's a free game. Everybody should go out and get it. So this is probably going to be like one of their first big game.
I don't want to. I don't want to remake. I don't want to remake. And they said it could be a reimagining. That sounds great. I don't want a remake of Dead Space 1. I've played it enough. I've played it recently. It still holds up. It could it look better, sure, but it doesn't need to. So I don't want a remake.
What would you like? What would you like more, a reimagining or Dead Space?
No, what does reimagining mean, right? Like a reimagining could be Dead Space 4. There's ways they could. Yeah. There's ways they could go with the way it ended in 3.
Reimagining is like vague enough to where it could be like Mass Effect Andromeda.
Okay, what I want is if EA is making it without the original team, they need to make a Dead Space game that has nothing to do with the originals. It's in the same universe. It's using a lot of concepts.
Because you don't want to mess. You don't want to mess.
Yep.
That's what I thought. Yep. You don't want them to mess.
They don't need to. Now, it doesn't matter. You make a Dead Space game, I'm going to buy it day one, right? I might not buy the next one you make. So, right. I'll give them a chance. I will buy. I don't even care. I'll buy it day one. I won't wait for. I'll play it, and I'll give you my honest opinion because I'm a Dead Space connoisseur. I would say. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So,
they're adoring fans.
Yep. So, we'll see. I would love another Dead Space game. I'd kill for one if I wasn't already dead. But
on a personal note, I am happy for you. It's nice that some people get the things they want. Yeah. Looking at you, Square Enix.
Maybe. I mean, we'll see. It's a rumor. It's a rumor. I don't know.
I think it's.
But it has to be, like I said. It really. If they're going to be smart about it, it really needs to be using the universe, and even. They can even, mention Isaac and some of the other characters, that made the game happen. But stay far away from it. Go in the future. There was a Dead Space book. It's a prequel, and I read it. It was really good.
Yeah.
They could do something similar
in that time frame. If this isn't a new Dead Space game, then a lot of people said a lot of stuff that they shouldn't have said. A lot of people that work for EA. So, and I don't mean like leaked. I mean like said on the record.
Yeah,
If we're not dead first or whatever, it's Dead Space.
No,
right? They're doing it.
But they might have said that. They might have said that to deter us and make us think it's Dead Space.
It's a red herring. Yeah, trying to throw it up
people off.
I think so.
Because that would be the only. That would be the only benefit.
Yeah, I mean, they could say you can't talk about this, right? And then you're chastising them. They're stupid because they shouldn't have said that. But maybe they said that because that's all they could say because they couldn't talk about what they're really working on. So they're confusing people, or maybe giving them an idea of where they would go if it wasn't Dead Space. So off the top of your head, if it's not Dead Space, and it doesn't even have to be survival horror, if it's not Dead Space, what is a long lost franchise that they have that they want to revive? You got one?
I mean, I'm sure they have many there.
I have to look. This is interesting. We should explore this. So it could have been, hey, don't look at us. Don't look at Dead Space. Look at the other thing that you loved, And they couldn't say that, so they said that. We'll never know. Or we'll know eventually. The truth always, the red herring always comes out of the bag. All right, well, looking forward to it. Either way, like I said, you make a Dead Space, I'll buy it. We'll go from there.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Bloodborne Remaster rumored to release on PS5 this year.
Freaking David Klingle Day out here.
Yeah, I'm loving it. According to comicbook.com, mere days ago, we started to hear rumors that a newly remastered iteration of the PlayStation 4 classic, Bloodborne, will be revealed somewhat soon during an upcoming event from Sony. Although the rumor in question was passed off by some as being nothing more than a guess rather than a credible information, yet another rumor related to the classic action title has now come out claiming something similar. This time, however, we have even been giving a release window for when this remaster might be arriving. Coming by way of a French leaker that goes by the name Soulshunt, it has been said that a PlayStation 5 version of Bloodborne is definitely on its way. Soulshunt says that while an outright sequel to Bloodborne isn't happening, a remaster is going to release later in 2021. Based on the Sony information, they have said that neither From Software nor Bluepoint Games, the studio that worked on last year's remake of Demon's Souls, are working on this remaster, though they also noted that the remaster in itself is ambitious. I don't give a flying hoot, man. It doesn't need to be anything right now. The game's fine the way it is. I really don't. We spoke to someone who said, it needs a FPS update. I don't think so. get good. I don't know. I don't know that it really.
Well, I think a lot of people want it 60 frames per second, and the reason I believe this is because FromSoft isn't working on it, and so people are like, "Why wouldn't you make?" We talked about this last week, but
because From Software makes their games perfect, bro. That game is perfect.
The question that people want to ask is, why wouldn't FromSoft just do a PS5 upgrade? Why won't they just do a PS5 upgrade? And
no money in that.
and the reason we're like, well, why can't Sony just boost the frame rate and the resolution? And the reason is simple, because FromSoft has to do that. Well, they don't feel like it.
And it wasn't designed for that. I firmly believe From Software designs their games. What I'm saying is, I firmly believe that From Software designs their games exactly and meticulously as they're meant to be played. I don't think the game was designed or meant to be played at 60 frames per second. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
I do. You might be right. There are some rare games that actually kind of break when you raise the frame rate.
And I think From Software is like, no, screw you. Our game's perfect, and we're not going to touch it. So, if you want someone else to screw it up, go ahead, let them. I really think that's the case. Yeah.
I think Sony owns the rights to Bloodborne, but Bloodborne was made by FromSoft. FromSoft is not going to do anything with Bloodborne unless and until they make Bloodborne 2. So Sony will have a team that apparently is in Bluepoint, the people that made Demon's Souls. They're doing something else, I guess, because they're the guys to do their remasters, right? They did Shadow of Colossus. They do a whole bunch of stuff for them.
Yeah.
And they're not doing this, so somebody else is doing it. I know a lot of you in particular, and a lot of other Bloodborne fans are triggered by the phrase. What did they say at the end? Like ambitious, and it's like
it would be ambitious. It would be ambitious.
But a lot of people are worried they're going to add something to a game that people consider perfect. All they need.
I'll never hate on more Bloodborne, bro. If there's a company that does a good job of what's already been created, but what I'm just telling you what I think of the mindset of From Software is like they spent all this time pouring their blood, sweat, and tears into it. They designed it exactly how they wanted it to, and they're like, maybe it's even in their clause. We're not going to make a remake of this shit. Like you're getting what you're getting.
They don't have to do anything.
Yeah,
and I don't think they would be the ones to make a remake. I think the thing that confuses people, like I said, is, well, why can't you just do a PS5 patch? Because like Sucker Punch did a PS5 patch for Ghost of Tsushima, Insomniac. The list goes on. Like Square Enix with their Final Fantasy VII remake. I mean, a lot of games, especially later PS4 games, have been upgraded with the 4K 60 patch, and but those individual developers have to do it, and they just don't feel like it.
Like you said, busy. Andre, they don't have to, and I'll add, they don't want to.
Yeah, they like I said, they don't feel like it.
They want to move on. I truly believe that. Really, last time, but they made the game they wanted to make. They're done with it. They want to move on. We heard that before. They want to make different stuff. They want to make games. They don't want to keep looking back.
Elden Ring.
They wanted to, well, they said that when they made Sekiro, and then we got Sekiro. And what a great game.
Better than Bloodborne, no cap. If when you get your PS5 and this game comes out later, are you going to buy it?
What, Elden Ring?
No, I know you're going to buy Elden Ring.
Yeah, I'm going to get that day one.
Are you going to buy the Bloodborne remaster?
No, probably not. It's been so recent, and I put 400 or 500 hours into that game, bro.
Oh, wow. Dude.
Yeah, almost impossible.
It's not impossible.
No, Chalice Dungeons. I
got the platinum. I got the platinum for that game. You know how hard the platinum is? You know how many people... Yeah, you know how many people have the platinum for Bloodborne? Not a lot. Not a long list.
Yeah. No. That's why I was surprised when you said you wouldn't get it.
I won't. I've done it. And it was so recent. I don't think it needs an upgrade. I think the gameplay was perfectly fine. I don't think it needs an FPS update. I don't think it needs a graphics update at least for 10 years. Like,
I would like it when you die, if you didn't have to wait 3 minutes to get back.
Like, so I guess I actually put 600 hours into that game. Sorry, I didn't.
Oh no,
I forgot about that.
Definitely. if they're not counting your load times, then they've screwed you out of at least.
No, I don't need a Bloodborne remaster. I don't need that. I still got it when I get my PS5, and it'll run great.
That begs the question: if the guy who spent 400 to 500 hours playing Bloodborne, platinuming Bloodborne, doesn't want it remastered, is not going to buy it, who is this for?
Yeah, it's obviously for people that never played it, I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
Why not put those resources towards a sequel? Like, I just...
And I think that's where From Software is coming from, right?
Right. That's what people want. People want a sequel.
We don't want the problem with that question, Ken, is we don't know whose resources they're using.
Right.
We don't know the team. We know who's not wasting resources on it, and that's FromSoft.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I honestly believe Bloodborne is perfect for what it is right now. I don't think it needs any kind of upgrade. You either love it or you hate it, and if you hate it, you just don't like that type of game. You know, it does nothing to do.
I just downloaded it like in the last week. It's on my PS5 right now, waiting. So yeah, as soon as I get through Ratchet and Clank, that's my next.
Bro, I'll put another 100 hours in that with you. You know, when I get my PS5, doesn't need to be remastered for me to play it again. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Ratchet and Clank, by the way, is one of the easiest games in recent memory. It does not suffer from it.
No.
It is one of the few
pure
games
fun.
I say, this is
pure fun.
Easy, but it does not suffer from being easy. I like it. I love it.
Yeah,
I don't think I've died from an enemy. I've missed jumps or whatever.
Right.
I don't think I've died from the entire game, and I don't think it needs to be harder. And it has harder difficulties or whatever. I'll probably do that when I'm doing the challenge runs or whatever. But it'll be interesting going from one of the easiest games.
I know. Right.
To
hitting a wall. It's like,
seeing Vicar failure in your dreams.
Ooh, Vicar, my girl, what's up? Man, I used to help so many people. I farmed when the game was hot. It just dropped. I farmed Vicar Amelia, which people thought was one of the hardest bosses in the game. And I just sat there. It's what?
It's just because she's one of the first.
She's like the third boss you fight, third or fourth, and she is not. She's not fun if you don't understand her, but that's the game. You know, you play it, you die, and you learn
her a little bit.
Yeah. So anyway, I used to just camp out there and I'd farm for EXP because if you went in somebody else's game and you died, you didn't lose your EXP. So you just kept gaining it. So if you killed it, you were good. If you lost, you didn't lose anything. So I sat there and I farmed her for like 4 or 5 days straight. I just helped people kill her. And so many people were happy I were there. At the end, they were like, they would do the, thank God you were, here kind of thing. And I'm like, no problem, dude. I got your back. Yeah, I was the Vicar Slayer, man. And I wish somebody would have found me and said, you're the Vicar Slayer, because that's how I felt I was, I was helping people kill this bitch, and I was getting mad EXP from it, so it didn't bother me. So it helped me learn the fight. That's what I like to do with those games. I like to get to a boss and then beat it. Sometimes by the skin of your teeth. Sometimes you died first. And then after that, before moving on to the next area, I'd sit there and farm them and join other people's games to help them kill them. And it helped me learn the boss fight more, too. So,
cool.
Yeah, that's how I like doing it. So, anyway, moving on. Ghosts of Tsushima single-player DLC is leaked. Here's what we know so far. Forbes states, according to new leaks, a Ghost of Tsushima standalone expansion is headed for a PS5 and PS4. Ghost of Ikashima, that's what it's going to be called, Ikashima, would be roughly the size of Spider-Man Miles Morales and is set for a 2021 release. Naturally, not releasing some kind of expansion or a standalone DLC would be sheer madness on Sony's part. Ghost of Tsushima was a hit and critical darling both in the West and Japan. The co-op DLC has been a hit with gamers. Okay, so they're talking. A single-player DLC would undoubtedly sell very well. And it did do very well. The co-op was one of the most amazing co-op experience I think we had the chance to do. It was amazing to me that even through the single player campaign, when we got to the multiplayer stuff, it was totally new, brand new ball game. We were experiencing new things.
We had so much fun.
It was cool. It was a really cool experience.
Very good. And I remember playing this, and I was like, well, I don't know how it's going to work with the timing or whatever. I don't know. I didn't think it could be multiplayer. And not only is it multiplayer, but very good. Very good. The combat feels the same, but they did the 4 characters very well. It was a great time.
That was a free update too.
Yeah.
It was one of the most.
It was not just free. It was free and unannounced.
And amazing.
It was like, oh yeah. Yeah, we just decided to give this to you.
And it was amazing.
You know?
And it really,
they didn't even market it to help sell the game.
Yeah. Really, it was one of the best multiplayer experiences I think we've ever had. Period.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially for an add-on. I mean, you have to go to Uncharted or Last of Us' multiplayer to compete with it as far as like a game that people bought primarily for single player.
By the way, I'm really looking forward to Last of Us 2's multiplayer whenever they announce it. That is going to be so cool.
So they announced it, but it's not. They haven't done anything else
Right.
other than that. It's going to be called Factions, apparently.
Oh.
Did you ever get to play, Ken, did you ever get to play the multiplayer for Last of Us?
I briefly played it. Yeah, I didn't get into it too much. I played a few rounds and that was it. That was like the Uncharted multiplayer, which was really good, but
I don't think I ever played that one.
But, yeah, it was pretty cool. Yep. I think it was on Uncharted 3, I want to say.
Yeah, I don't think I played it though. I saw it. I don't
Yeah.
know that I ever jumped in a game, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
Everyone that played
was great.
Last of Us multiplayer loves it.
it was fantastic. Yeah, it was more you had team battles, but it was basically the same gameplay. You went, but it was like really, it was Battle Royale before Battle Royale was a thing. You went through buildings and you found crafting supplies and you built your things and
That's totally
and it was awesome. Yeah, so that's a good way to describe it. I didn't think about that until now, but really, that was probably the first Battle Royale game, really.
There's probably like a Fortnite guy playing it, or
Yeah, you know what we should do?
Probably PUBG. PUBG, probably.
I was about to say PUBG is one of the developers was like playing it. It's like, this is good. Full game.
Yeah,
Well,
I bet.
looking forward to more Ghost of Tsushima. Should it happen?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Guess what day I'm gonna buy this?
What day one?
They will.
Yeah, I won't unless I have a PS5. But
I'm torn on this though, because like I want more Ghost of Tsushima, but like I want
PS4.
I want a full sequel though. So that means if they're doing this DLC, that means Ghost of Tsushima 2 is that much farther away.
Well,
But-
check it out.
Yeah.
We had Horizon, right? And then we had the Frozen Wilds, right?
Yep.
And we're getting Horizon 2 later this year.
True.
I believe, right? It's not 2022. It's still this year.
Still this year.
at this point,
Yeah. Yep.
We had Spider-Man. Then we had
Yep.
Miles Morales.
Yeah.
And we'll probably get Spider-Man 2,
Next
I
year.
would imagine, next
You
year,
know it,
right?
You know it. Yep.
We had
I got-
Uncharted 4, and then we had Lost Legacy.
Yeah.
You know, and then
We
we got
God of War.
The
They
Last
didn't
of
do a DLC. And
No,
now we're
God of
getting
War they
another
did.
God of War. We're getting God of War 2 or whatever they're going to call it, Ragnarok next year. So, it didn't have too long between them. So, yeah.
I don't think God of War should have had a DLC anyway.
No.
You know?
It was very good, and that's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, call her a day till the
That's
next
all they need.
episode. That's how I felt for that one.
Yeah.
So, Anyway, that's a good point. If it is, and it says it's going to be roughly the size of Spider-Man Miles Morales, which you said was a whole experience in itself, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's a great game. It's definitely shorter than Spider-Man, Marvel Spider-Man was. But what they did was they trimmed some of the fat, and so it's like, all right, well, we didn't need some of this other stuff. There's no.
They made it a more condensed experience.
You're Miles Morales, so you're not walking around, and there's no Mary Jane. So yeah, they trimmed that. It's still a lot of like stuff to do. It's still like, I don't know.
In period, I want to hear his
It's a
story.
lot.
I want to hear his
Yeah.
story. I want to know Miles
very
Morales'
good.
story.
It's a very good
So-
story, man. It's the
get there.
characters,
I'll
everything.
get there.
Yeah.
We want
so-
to give a tip of the crown to Andre Borges Brown because he got a gaming PC.
All right.
Yeah. Yep.
Tip
of the crown, bro.
Master Race. Yep.
And you're gonna play some Red Solstice with us. I am super proud and excited, man. I'm glad that
Thank you.
even in the lack of me having a system we can play, you got one, and now we can enjoy some games together at least
first time-
until I get the PS5.
I'm sending this warning out. The first time I have to do something with a goddamn driver, it's going right back. It's going right back.
Well, that's once a week, bro. Once a week. I haven't done it in a while. I should check it out soon, actually.
Oh
but-
man, but yeah, like we said, I'm excited. There's one game in particular I wanted to get, but it's only on PC, and that's Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord.
Oh, I remember that.
I played the first one on PS4. It's great. I wish it had multiplayer. The second one I don't believe does, unless you use mods or whatever. It's a very interesting game. Yeah. Other than that, we'll play some Red Solstice together. I'm sure there's some other PC games that you PC nerds will tell me about.
I got some stuff
could
for you.
I'll
You could
play.
get Game Pass. Get Game Pass for a month, and there's like
You can get that on
tons
PC?
of
I didn't know
games.
that. All right, well,
Yeah,
damn.
Game Pass on PC, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every Xbox game is also available on PC. So you already have a better Xbox, really, when you think about
This is true.
it. So yeah,
I have the Xbox
Again.
Series Amazing.
again, we talked about beating a dead horse last week, but again, I will reiterate, I don't know why the Xbox Series X exists.
No.
I kind of understand why the Series
They
S
needed
exists.
they needed a refrigerator theme to turn into a mini fridge for them, bro.
Yeah, they needed.
It was
an excuse
smart,
to make their mini
Tactical marketing, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, now if and that's the thing, if I really do like Starfield,
You can play it.
I can play it.
Yeah.
If I'm looking at it like,
Right.
I kind of
Yeah.
like this, I'll get my PS5.
I thought that was in
controller.
your head too. Yeah.
You'll show me how to set it up.
I have a controller. I use it on my PC. I don't have a
That's
PS5, but
Yeah,
You're ready.
but now you have to. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know you already have it set up, so you'll show me how to set that up. That's another thing.
Yep,
I
easy.
have Ken, I have David, I have Jed, I have Holman. I got all these PC people that can show me what's what, and I don't have to wait. I don't have to spend 15 hours trying to play
Yeah.
Castle Crashers or some shit.
yeah, we got you, buddy. All right, well, new releases for the week. Keeping up with them. All right. Curved Space PC, not dead. Curved. It's going the other direction. It's almost a live space. PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, PS4, Xbox One, June 29th. Destroy All Humans coming to the Switch, June 29th. I hear that's a great game. I hear a lot of people really
It's a
enjoy
fun
playing
game.
that.
You played that back in the day, Ken?
Yeah, I played the remake on my Xbox One on Game Pass.
Ah.
Sure did.
I like
Sky.
your Game Pass when you
Sky.
don't feel like buying a game.
Sky, Children of the Light, Switch, June 29th. Anything? Anybody?
I like the name.
Wonder Boy, Ash in Monster World is coming to PC June 29th. That's your game, Monray. Zombies Ate My Neighbors in Cool Patrol, PC, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, June 29th. A Tale of Synapse, the Chaos Theories, PC, Switch, June 30th. Doki Doki Literature Club Plus, PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, PlayStation 4, Xbox
Have you
One,
heard of
Switch.
these games, David?
Nah, I don't know
Doki
any of this
Doki
fucking
Literature
shit.
Club?
I don't know what this shit
It
is.
is.
Is it a
wild.
book club? Is it like they reading?
It's an insane game.
I get it. I know what it
You
is.
have to-
It's a virtual reality experience where you can connect with up to 8 other players, and once a month you have to read books, and then you come back and talk about them. Right? That's what it
no.
is.
No, but
Amazing.
I think you
Yeah.
described a lot of. I think you just gave somebody $1 million idea. You just gave it away for
Yeah.
free.
Sorry.
Somebody is going to make PUBG out of this.
Yeah. Right. All right. So no, I don't know anything. Anything else you want to add on it though?
Nah, it's just like watch a YouTube
On Doki Doki?
playthrough of it. It's freaking wild.
Well, okie dokie, I will do. All right. And then last but surely not least, a favorite movie of mine has finally got the game release it deserves. Speaking of
Super Mario Brothers,
movies that shouldn't be movies or movies that shouldn't be games and games that shouldn't be movies. It's Space Jam: A New Legacy, the game, Xbox One, July 1st. Haven't watched the trailer yet, but I'm excited. If this is, you know what? I would buy this day one if this was essentially NBA Jam, but Space Jam style. You got my money. I doubt.
When you first said that's where my brain immediately went to. NBA
Doubt
Jam.
that's the case. I doubt that's the case.
I think it's a side-scrolling beat 'em up.
With basketballs. No.
I really do.
That is a huge missed opportunity if they didn't make that. Like,
it should. Oh man, that I would day one. I'd have bought that shit. Space Jam, NBA Jam. Man, woo-wee! I'll be playing that all day with you guys, all day. Been playing all day. All day. All right. On Steam, sale games this week. On Steam, it's the Steam Summer Sale. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, thousands, lords and ladies, thousands of games, thousands of them, lots and lots of games are on sale June 24th through July 18th. Till 10 a.m. Pacific. This is huge. There's something here for anyone, really. You can't throw a digital rock at this sale without hitting something you'd like to play. So, and the sale prices are astounding. Really astounding. They're so low. Buy now, buy high. Now's the time to buy, people. So, some notable titles include Subnautica, Horizon, Dead Cells, Red Solstice 2, Outer Worlds, Sekiro, The Witcher 3, No Man's Sky, Red Dead 2, Death Stranding, Titanfall 2, Borderlands 3, Rainbow Six Siege, Resident Evil Biohazard, and there's a shitload more. So the sale is not a joke. People, go take a look. This is the time to buy if you haven't yet. There's a lot of good stuff to get. So Epic Store, Horizon Chase Turbo, and Sonic Mania are currently free. So Sonic Mania is good. Go check that out. All right.
I play Sonic Mania. It's a good game.
Yep.
All right, Andre, what do we got on PlayStation?
I'm going to talk about 4 titles. First of all, Nier Replicant, a very new game. I don't know how long this deal is going to be up. They called it the deal of the week. It is 25% off. This game just came out, so it's full price, $60. Now it's $44.99. Yeah. Crash Bandicoot 4, regular among these this segment. It's $60 normally, so it's still full price. 40% off, which brings it down to $35.99. I hear it's very, very good. I played Crash. I beat Crash 1, 2, and 3. Crash Bandicoot Warped is a favorite of mine. I haven't played 4. It's like I don't know if I want to go back to playing platformers, even though I hear it's good. I don't know, man. I don't know. Leave me alone. Persona 5 Royal, 55% off.
Wow.
That's the best version of Persona 5, and it's a full game because it just came out. It's full price.
That's awesome. Yeah,
$60. So that takes it down to $26.99. We talked about Persona 5 on here. It's one of the best JRPGs of the last generation. One of the best. I say I'd give it top 10 all time, and one of the most stylish games ever. So if you haven't played Persona 5, this is the game to get because you're getting a superior version of Persona 5 Royal with new characters and everything. And
lucky you, unlucky me. I'll wait for the remaster in a year.
Yeah. Buy it now. Buy it now.
No, I'm gonna wait for the remaster, bro. They're making a remaster every year now, so I'm gonna wait, bro. All right.
You won't find a better deal. And finally, a new game that came out. We talked about it. We played it. Outriders, 35% off.
It's a good game. It's a fun game for what it was.
Price, so that takes it down to $38.
It's slightly better than Anthem.
Yeah. I would agree. Yeah.
Although we played Anthem for longer. Life isn't fair, man.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. We wanted the love. We wanted the love. Honestly, Ken. We played. We enjoyed our time with it, but we wanted more. And
I think when you look back at it, it's like, all right, how many hours did we play this game having fun before we learned that it was surface deep? Yeah, exactly. It's not getting any deep, and I think we played enough to justify $60.
Yeah, I agree. That's a good way to put it. Ken, what's going on the Switch world?
All right, Nintendo Switch.
Switching over to Ken.
It's a little bit of a rough week on the Nintendo Switch. There's some stuff on sale. We got to dig through here. We got Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 3 and 4. They're both on sale. They're normally $60 games. Now they're like $33 and $48, so some money off there. Commandos 2 HD Remaster is $23.99, so like $6 off. We got Battle Axe. Battle Axe is $6 off. Looking for something bigger. Hello Neighbor. That's a popular game. I've never played it. It's half off, so normally $40. You can get it for $20, and the DLC for that is also on sale. Hello Neighbor, that's normally $30. You can get it for $15, so also half off. So those are kind of the highlights for the Nintendo Switch.
Well, that sums it up for today's episode. If you enjoyed, please like, share, rate, subscribe. Tell your mom, because she doesn't hate this. Also tell all of your friends, too, while you're at it. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, that, we may be crowned king, but everyone's royalty here. Yep.
Yes.
You did it.
Should have a better. We'll have a better trailer next time.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it, ladies. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll have a better trailer next time. And, yeah, we will.